You have a best friend who has no idea you exist. And by the end of this video, you'll see why that fake friendship might be costing you more than your real ones. Stay with me because the twist isn't what you think. Before we go on, if you find this sort of thing worthwhile, do consider subscribing. It genuinely helps. Let's start with the word parasocial. A sociologist named Donald Horton coined it in 1956, back when TV was the new addiction. He noticed something weird. People watching the evening news felt like they personally knew the anchor. They'd talk back to the screen. They'd worry if he looked tired. They'd feel betrayed if he changed networks. Horton called this a parasocial relationship. Para, meaning alongside. A bond that runs alongside a real one, but only in one direction. You know everything about them. They don't know you exist. In 1956, this was a curiosity, a small side effect of broadcast media. Today, it's the operating system of the internet. Because the streamer you watch for 4 hours a night, the podcaster who's in your ears every morning, the YouTuber whose face you've seen more than your cousins, the celebrity whose breakup you're still upset about, every single one of those is a parasocial bond. And your brain processes them as friendships. Here's the part nobody warned you about. Your brain evolved in groups of maybe 150 people. Everyone you knew. You knew because you'd shared food, fought, slept near them. So when your brain meets a familiar face, it runs a simple check. Have I seen this person a lot? Do they seem to talk to me? Do I know personal things about them? If yes, yes, yes. Friend. File under trusted. The problem is that check was designed before cameras existed. Your prefrontal cortex knows that the streamer on your screen can't see you. But the older, social parts of your brain don't care. They see a face that looks into the lens, says your name in the abstract. Hey guys, what's up? And shares stories about their breakup, their dog, their childhood. To your social brain, that is the definition of a close friend. So it bonds. Studies using brain scans show that watching a favourite YouTuber lights up the same regions as thinking about an actual friend. It is not pretend. The feelings are real, the friendship is not. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. The entire creator economy runs on this glitch. Think about the advice every successful creator gives. Be authentic. Talk to the camera like it's one person. Share your life. Build a community. Translation: trigger the parasocial circuit. Because a viewer who feels like your friend doesn't just watch. They subscribe, they donate. They buy your mug. They defend you in the comments. A 2021 study found that viewers with strong parasocial bonds were over 3 times more likely to purchase products their favourite creator endorsed. That's not a coincidence. That's the business model. Twitch built an entire economy around it. You pay $5 a month to subscribe, and the streamer reads your name out loud. For half a second, the friendship feels two-way. Your brain gets a tiny hit of being seen, and then they move on to the next name, and the next, and you queue up another $5 next month because the feeling was so good. So what's the harm? You like someone online. They make you laugh. Where's the damage? Here's the open loop I promised. The damage isn't the time you spend watching. It's the time you don't spend somewhere else. Human beings have a limited budget for social closeness. Researchers call it the Dunbar number. Roughly 150 meaningful relationships, with maybe 5 close friends at the top. Those slots are not infinite. And here is the cruel trick. A parasocial bond fills the slot without paying the rent. A real friendship is hard. You have to text back. You have to show up when they're sad. You have to be seen awkwardly in your worst moods. A parasocial bond demands none of that. It just gives. So your brain, which is lazy and efficient, learns this is easier. This is the new default. You come home tired, and instead of calling your sister, you open the stream. The streamer is funnier. The streamer never asks how you're doing. And 6 months later, you realise you haven't had a real conversation in weeks, but you know exactly what your favourite YouTuber ate for breakfast on Tuesday. For most people, mild parasocial bonds are harmless, even healthy. Feeling close to a fictional character can lower loneliness in the short term. The trouble starts when the bond becomes the whole diet. Surveys link heavy parasocial engagement to higher rates of social anxiety, lower self-esteem, and a kind of grief that has no name. The grief you feel when a creator quits, or a celebrity dies, or a character is written off a show. You cry, you can't explain it to anyone. Because admitting how much it hurts means admitting how much of yourself you'd invested in someone who never knew you. And then there's the darker edge, the fan who shows up at the creator's house, the viewer who sends threatening messages when the streamer dates someone. These are the extreme cases, but they're built from the same wiring as the harmless ones. The brain that says friend doesn't easily accept the word stranger. So what do you do with this? Not quit the internet? That's not realistic, and your favourite creators aren't villains. Most of them are just people trying to make a living from your attention. 3 small moves. First, name it. The next time you feel that warm flicker of closeness watching someone, say it out loud. This is a parasocial bond. Naming it pulls the prefrontal cortex back online. Second, audit the trade. For every hour you spend with a screen friend this week, ask whether a real one got skipped. Not to feel guilty, just to see the ledger. Most people have never looked at it. Third, invest in the friction. Text the person you've been meaning to text. Make the awkward call. Real friendship is heavier than parasocial friendship because real friendship can carry you. The other kind only carries itself. So here's my question for you. Who's the creator you feel closest to? And when's the last time you reached out to a real friend with that same energy? Drop a name in the comments, not theirs, yours.